Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. So for years now, us Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans have asked the age-old question, will we ever get another Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie? And if we do, what would the movie even be about? So Dark Side of Dimensions was released in 2016 in Japan over 7 years ago, and prior to Dark Side of Dimensions being released, we were used to getting a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie every 6 years. Pyramid of Light was 2004, Bonds Beyond Time was 2010, and Dark Side of Dimensions was 2016. To say we are badly overdue for a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie is not a crazy statement to make at all. Of course, with the COVID pandemic bringing production to a temporary halt in a lot of industries, the anime industry being one that was heavily affected by it, and with the anime studios changing from Gallop to Bridge, it makes a lot of sense as to why we Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans have been starved for so long when it comes to a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie. But there's really two types of people here. There's the people who think we will never, for the next 40 to 50 years, we will never get another Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie, and there's the people that think we will get another movie. Now, I'm an optimist. If you've seen any of my videos, I'm sure you know that, and I am of the mindset that we will get another Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie at some point in the somewhat near future. But the question does remain, if we do get a movie, what would it be about? Could it be Bonds Beyond Time 2 with Yuma, Yuya, and Yusaku taking on some big villain just like the first three protagonists did in a movie-style setup? Well, there's one problem with that idea. No Yugi. There is absolutely no shred of evidence that the higher-ups trust a Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie without Yugi being a part of it. I mean, Bonds Beyond Time, for all intents and purposes, was a 5Ds movie, and they still found a way to get Yugi into that movie. I mean, it's pretty crazy when you think about it. We know DM bias is a very, very real thing, and I don't believe that the higher-ups feel confident in making a movie that does not include Yugimoto or anyone from the original crew. I think they know that Duel Monsters and Yugi is one of their biggest and safest selling points, and to me, I have no confidence that they are ever going to make a movie without Yugi being a part of it. And that's kind of an issue because Dark Side of Dimensions ended Yugi's story perfectly well. And so how do you bring him back into the mix without it seeming like shoehorned or really, really convoluted? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have our answer. And our answer is Duel Links. What Duel Links has been doing in their recent events makes it so easy for them to get Yugi into a movie, along with what would be one of the greatest casts in maybe anime movie history. Maybe that's too much. You could literally have every protagonist, every villain, every main girl, every best friend character, every rival in a Duel Links-esque movie. The most recent story event saw our VRAINS team get to the location where I was resurrected in Duel Link VRAINS, where they bore witness to all of the other Duel worlds and those respective protagonists. Revolver referred to this as a neuron network. In the Transcend game manga, we see a bunch of players wearing neurons, which are said to link users to a multiplayer network and create images based on the user's brainwave activity. Pretty much exactly what's happening in Duel Links. These are made by Kaiba Corporation, of course. This further confirms that it's essentially Duel Links, as it's called the Crystal Cloud Network in the manga, and when you load into Duel Links, you see the exact same text, the Crystal Cloud Network. This was a groundbreaking moment in Duel Links because it alludes to all these characters somehow being able to travel between worlds and cross into other Duel worlds, and while that makes a Duel Links movie with all of these characters so possible, it also makes us ask the question, why? Who is behind Duel Links and what is its true purpose? I feel like Kaiba is a pretty obvious answer, and would a big multiversal movie with a demented and crazed Kaiba as your main villain sell? I think it absolutely would. I have always believed Kaiba is way more unhinged and way more twisted than most people do, and if somehow his attempt to duel attempt in the past was thwarted and something went wrong, I think he could be behind all of the events in Duel Links. However, I don't think that's what I would personally like to see. I think Duel Links has been alluding to someone bigger and more threatening for some time now. It almost seems like there's an evil about to descend on our characters in this world. I think it would be a fantastic idea to have a brand new character, similar to what Paradox was in terms of role, be the villain here. A big, massive, multiversal, Thanos-like threat that will take all of our protagonists teaming up in order to stop. The big threat can even enlist the help of characters like Yami Marik, Supreme King Judai, Darkseiner Kyoru, all evil characters that could act as minor bosses for our heroes. A problem with that probably is bloating. I mean, I doubt we are going to get a 5-hour Yu-Gi-Oh movie. I think I'm one of the few people that would be okay with sitting in a theater for 5 hours to watch some crazy multiversal Yu-Gi-Oh movie. So that's probably not going to happen, and I'm probably thinking a bit too big here. Maybe this did start with Kaiba trying to recreate an arena to duel a Tem, but someone or something hijacked it, and that person is about to unleash hell on all of our worlds. It almost feels, based on what characters like Reiji have said, that something big is coming. Whoever the villain would be, the concept remains the same. Having a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links movie makes so much sense, given the lore and the events we have seen recently. And it also makes so much sense from a selling perspective as well. What do people always say about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime? It's one big commercial for the card game. It only exists to sell cards. It's a big reason. I don't believe that's the only reason, but it's a big reason. I'll give you that. So a movie would also need to sell something. What is the movie going to sell? Well, here it works out perfectly. The movie here sells Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. You could have events in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links act as almost pseudo-trailers leading up to this movie. If you buy a ticket to see the movie, you get some in-game currency or an in-game card that you can then use in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And the more people that you can bring into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, the more money you can make on that app, and it just seems like a big win-win situation for them. It's a win for us because we get to see this story on the big screen, we get to see a movie again, and it's a win for Konami because Duel Links is going to have a lot more traffic and attention garnered on it, which is always one of their big goals when producing a movie or producing an anime. So I think this situation makes so much sense, and to me, it is too obvious that we are going to get a movie here with the events that are happening in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Now, will it happen? I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it, but I think it just writes itself. It makes so much sense. It wouldn't be hard to do given everything we've seen, and it's an easy way to bring Yugi and Kaiba into a movie setting without disrupting the end of Dark Side of Dimensions, because it can be within Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, or maybe it can act as a sequel to Dark Side of Dimensions, and something went wrong with Kaiba going back to the afterlife, or this is like a split evil version of him when Kaiba went up to, you know, in that rocket ship and went to the afterlife at the end of the movie. I don't know. There's a lot of ways they can write it that I think it would make sense. And my God, it would be so freaking cool. But guys, let me know your thoughts on everything going on in Duel Links. Let me know if you think, you believe we will get another Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie at some point. And let me know what you think of this idea. I think a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links movie really, really works. But I'd love to hear from all of you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you down below. And I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys.
You should make a lot more money, 'cause it's what's best for